Okay, our recording is in progress. And so I am so happy to welcome you all here today. If we have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, please, I am so honored to be your host today. I represent the Accelerator Job Search Group. If this is your first time at an Accelerator event, if you could just put the number 1 into the chat, that would be great so I can welcome you. And I see Joyce is joining us and Hannah is joining us. Excellent. Welcome. Welcome. For everyone who's on the call, if you would please just put your URL, your LinkedIn URL into the chat so that we can, you can interact with each other. You never know who's going to be on this call who might have that perfect opportunity for you. So we welcome Happy to our call. Happy's a first timer, and Sarah is a first timer, so you are most welcome to the call. Joyce, I think you were here last time, so welcome back. We're so glad to have you. And we're honored to have Hannah Morgan on the call today. Thank you, Hannah, for joining us. Appreciate you and all that you do. If people don't know Hannah, you should definitely get to know her. Hannah, would you like to say good morning to the group? You're unmuted. You can say hi if you're there.
Maybe she ran to grab her coffee.
Yeah, maybe. That's okay. Oh, I think she's coming back. Hello.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan of Gillian's.
It's hard to hear you, Hannah.
This would help.
That's better. Thank you.
The wonders. I'm a huge fan of Gillian's. You all are in for a great treat, and I'm always looking to learn new stuff about video. I'm a huge believer that whatever job seekers can do to amplify their brand and their voice, we should be doing. So thank you, Mindy, for letting me say a couple things. I'll plop my URL in the chat. So thank you all. Enjoy. I'm so looking forward to this.
Thanks, Hannah. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just to give you a little background for those of you who are new to our group, we started the Accelerator group back in 2020. You'll remember when COVID hit and so many people were looking for work. We started with this really small group of 6 people, and I became known as the career coach for this beautiful community. And we really wanted to have that sense of community for people who are feeling lost and alone. And that's where we started the group. We've grown from 6 to about 600 and some odd number of people. And every month we have a wonderful opportunity to meet beautiful people like Gillian. So if you're not yet a member of our community, the link is in the chat, and you can ask to join. I'll be happy to welcome you. Next month, we are welcoming Sam Valou. If you don't know Sam Valou, he is an AI expert. And we've had so many requests for people, for job seekers, to really want to understand how to use AI in the job search. And so the next month, our date is Tuesday, November 12th. The link is now in the chat so that you can sign up right away and grab your spot. Really, I think next month is going to be fantastic. And we're all learning AI, right? We're all novices, I think, but Sam knows so much. I was on a call with him, oh gosh, for about an hour, and he just kept showing me different things that we can do. So we're all loving to learn there. So registration is now open for that event. That's next month, and we love to see all of you there. Gillian and I have 2 amazing offers for everyone who's attending today. I'm going to announce mine first, and then Gillian will announce hers a little later on in the program so that you stick around a little bit and you get to hear what she's going to provide you. But what I'm doing is I'm raffling off a copy of my ebook, You Are the CEO of Your Career. I'll show you a little preview if you don't have a copy. Oops, it's right there. We got to get it in view. I had it before.
It's always a challenge with a virtual
background. Right? And if you're interested in getting my ebook, and it's absolutely free, it's going to be one of them. The first person who puts in the chat the answer to this riddle, and with the closest number, will get that, and I'll be happy to send that to you. So we ready to enter into the chat? Yes? Okay. How many months have 28 days in them?
Oh, gosh.
Gregory Talman. Yes. Good job. Gregory Talman. Yes, 12. Absolutely right. He was the first one to put that in. I believe. Yep, he's the first one. Excellent. Okay, we're going to send you that book, Greg.
Yay.
Good job. Okay, so two things before I introduce Gillian. We always try to capture gold nuggets. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot of things today from Gillian. And so when you hear something like it's really cool and important, I want you to put it in the chat because I will create a post tomorrow that so everyone who's not here can hear us. Oops, I have to admit some more people. Give me a second. Okay, so everyone can hear what Gillian was giving us and talking about. I first met Gillian when she was hosting a LinkedIn Live with the incomparable Kevin Turner, who is on our call today. Welcome, Kevin. So good to see you. Can you unmute for a moment and say hi?
Yep, again, I can.
Yeah, there he is.
I'm not used to Zoom, but hello, everybody.
So if you're not following Kevin, you must follow Kevin, as you must follow Gillian and Hannah, and so many wonderful people on this call, because these are people who can help you with your job search for sure. So by the way, Kevin's going to be with us in January. Kevin has that illustrious spot of always kicking off the new year for us with all of his new functions on LinkedIn, because if you're not following Kevin, you can't keep up. I know I can't. I rely on him to help us understand the doings of LinkedIn. So he'll be there in January. So between Gillian's knowledge of video and her boundless energy, I knew she would be a perfect speaker for this group. Our exchange has been an excellent example of the power of LinkedIn, because since we've met, we have been supporting each other. I got to meet her husband on a call. And so this is the power of LinkedIn. When you become involved, when you understand how powerful this medium can be, you really get to expand your network and meet so many wonderful people. And that's what I love about LinkedIn the most, is really building those relationships. So Gillian spends her time helping people become authors. And as I mentioned, I spoke to her husband about maybe a second book for me. I'm not sure. But this is a fantastic, and she's also guiding people to find their unique voices on live video. This is a great opportunity to ask your questions about how to use video to enhance your brand and stand out in the crowd. We encourage you to ask questions by raising your hand. If you don't know where that hand raise button is, it's generally on the bottom. LinkedIn has hidden it in some of them. I think mine today is in my more. Yes, it's in my more button. So I'm going to raise my hand. When you raise your hand, it brings you to the top of the screen so I can see you and call on you. Okay. So if you all want to practice that and just raise your hand for a moment, promise I won't call on you right now. There we go. Everyone's got it. Good, 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 good. Okay. And this is a manual lowering. It doesn't automatically go away like some of the other icons. So just have to lower your hand. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay. So Gillian, I'm going to turn it over to you because I know you have a lot to tell these lovely folks, and I'm excited to hear it also. So I'm going to try and spotlight you. See if I can do that.
I think I'm already spotlighted.
Are you?
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. Okay, Gillian. So
Okay.
take it away.
Take it away. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope I don't go too fast. Sometimes I just get so excited about video. I'm just on fire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share a PowerPoint presentation. It's actually in Canva. It's not in PowerPoint, but a Canva presentation. We're going to go through some stuff. And basically, my presentation is from my own book, which is called Stand Out in Your Job Search with Video. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to raffle off one copy, the paperback. I'm going to mail it to you, autographed, limited to people in the United States because I just can't deal with overseas stuff. So if you live in the continental USA, then I will go ahead and you qualify. And also too, I have another special that I'll talk about at the end. So do stay to the end. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So okay, and this one here. Okay, and share with sound. Okay, does everybody see my screen okay? Yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
Yes. you're
Okay,
good.
great. Okay, so here is our presentation today, which is, why do I have this in the way? Hang on a minute. I got on a laptop, so it's like I got to juggle everything on one screen, so it's a challenge. So fast track your job search with video. That's what our presentation is today. Get noticed, get hired, get ahead. So I'm hoping the tips we share today will do just this. So this is what we're going to cover. My book is really not that big, but there's a lot in it. It is jam-packed. So I decided I like the magic of 3. So I picked out 3 things that we'd cover today. One is the basics, being your best self on camera. Number 2, video resumes, yay or nay, because I know that's a hot topic. And then video and job applications. And there is just so much more we could get into, but I figured if I didn't narrow it down, we'd be here all day. So this is what we're going to cover. So I'm going to hop right in. So the first thing is how to be your best self on camera. And by the way, this is Bitmo Gillian, and she comes with me everywhere. She's like my little mascot. And so she has to always have top billing on these slides. So she's all the way through. So there she is with her dog, being a little selfie. Okay, so this is sort of the basics. Before we can even get into video, we have to kind of like look at what we have to do before we even turn the video camera on, which of course could be your webcam, could be your phone, you could have a regular video camera, all sorts of different things. So this is what we want to cover. First of all, you want to have setting the stage. Think of it as a play. You want to make sure you have a distraction-free background. And what that means is when you make a video, you want to look at what are people going to see? Is there cluttered stuff? Is there something that's going to be popping out of your head? Are you too close to a window and you have the back to the window and you have so much light coming in that you look like you're in darkness? You look like you're in the witness protection program. Do you see dirty laundry? Do you see people walking by and they're a distraction? So you just want to have a distraction-free background. So that's the first thing you want. And then professional clothes, because if we're trying to get a job, we want to look nice. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to wear a suit or anything like that, but it just means that you don't want to show up with a hoodie, a hoodie on, or, a baseball hat. Might be appropriate for other videos, but just think about if you're doing it in the context of a job search, you want to keep it professional. And also, I would add in, you want to go for solid colors. You could have the most interesting shirt that you're wearing, but if it's got a pattern, it can strobe, and the camera likes to strobe things. Also, the video camera does not like white. And so if you are wearing white clothes and you got a white background, what happens is the video, it struggles, the camera struggles to, where am I supposed to be focusing in? It kind of gets into overwhelm. So I highly recommend not wearing white. I have so many white clothes, but I, as my video uniform, always wear black, unless I'm on a presentation like this, then I jazz it up with my purple brand colors. But you will notice I'm just like Bitmo Gillian. I wear black. So if you come to any of my LinkedIn lives, I'm always in black. Any videos I do, I'm always in black. And that's so I don't have to remember, what shirt did I wear the last time I did a video? So I have like 3 black shirts. They're always ready to go. So I encourage you to pick your uniform, go for solid colors though. You want to have good lighting. So today I'm using a ring light, just like Bitmo Gillian, and mine can go up in short and can be on a desk, or it can be down on the ground. It doesn't matter. Ring lights are very cheap and they're kind of nice to make us look flattering. It kind of takes those wrinkles away. So anybody who's got wrinkles, the ring light makes you look quite nice. Natural light is good too. So if you have to make a video and you look around and you go, okay, I don't have a ring light, take your phone. So here, I'll just have my phone here and just pop that and put it in front of the window and actually lean it on the window, and it stabilizes your phone and gives you the most flattering light you'd ever see. Natural light is beautiful. So you do not have to spend any money. I've been in places where my ring light conked out and I just took a bunch of lamps from the apartment and put them on the table and it was enough. But you always want the light in front of you, radiating to show your sunny little face. That's what we want, never from behind us. And overhead lights, they can do some weird shadows. So experiment with turning an overhead light on and off just to see how that works. The next thing is framing. Framing, what on earth does that mean? That means you want that sort of inch above your head so that people, your head's not getting cut off. So I don't want to be up here like this doing my video and you don't see the top of my head. And I also don't want to be, way down here either. So you want to just kind of be in the middle with a little space at the top. Don't get too close. We don't want you jumping out of the screen at us. So framing is everything. Try and see if you can get sort of from the chest to the top of your head in the frame. And this is especially important when you're doing vertical videos with your phones. Biggest mistake I see people is they have tons and tons of space at the top, and it just try and, get it where you can so you're framed in the picture. Eye contact is especially important. And what I suggest for this is my little trick, Lenny the lens. It's a sticky note with a happy face. I put it underneath the lens of my camera, and then that way I remember to look at the lens, not myself. If I look down here at myself, I'm breaking eye contact on the video. So I want to look at the lens. So a little cheat, like a little Post-it note, named Lenny, that will help you do that. And then of course, smile, smile for the camera. That's always an important thing to do as well. So here we go. Here's an example of good. With my hair, it can never be good. It's always crazy. But okay, so we got good and we got not so good. So in the good versus the not so good, Mindy, I'll quiz you because you're here. Mindy, what's not so good? What am I doing wrong in the not so good?
So you have too much on top of you. You have some light behind you. I see your clothes closet. You could close that door probably. And your patterned shirt. So everything you said not to do is right here for us. Thank you.
Yes. And I got the window behind me. So do you see? And this was done at like 5 o'clock in the evening. So if this had been straight on at noon, it would have been so much light. It would have been ridiculous. Plus, I took the advantage of sitting on my bed. And I got the bed unmade. I got dirty laundry. So talk about showing your dirty laundry. There's my dirty laundry in the laundry basket. So just remember, this is everything not to do. The other one, I'm on a white background. I got my black uniform, my black shirt, simple jewelry. I'm pretty much framed within the picture. So that's just a good example of good versus not so good. Picture really is worth 1,000 words. Okay, so practice makes progress. So I'm going to just tell everybody straight off that nobody is born knowing how to do video. Nobody is born being comfortable on any video. I am an introvert. Kevin Turner will argue with me, but I'm an introvert. And I came to video kicking and screaming. This was not my natural forte. And I actually like doing lives because I like lives are easier than doing recorded videos. But in order to do something, you got to crawl before you can walk, and you got to walk before you can run. And it's the same thing with video. So you have to set some regular practice goals. You have to review and critique your own videos. And that's really hard because people are like, I don't want to see myself on video. I hate how I sound. I hate how I look. Well, the thing is that we just have to get over it. We have to just get used to it. And you have to be willing to suck. It's a terrible expression, but you just have to be willing to start at the bottom and know that your videos will get better over time. So this is so, so important. And ask feedback from other people. So I'm going to show you my favorite tool for doing all this. And it's on LinkedIn. And everybody here, if you're not on LinkedIn, you're being linked out. Like LinkedIn is so important. This is a free tool. You do not need LinkedIn Premium in order to use this. And it's called Interview Prep. I have videos about it. Kevin D. Turner has videos about it. This is a fabulous tool. And you literally just go to the Jobs tab at the top on LinkedIn. And over on the left, you're going to see something that says Interview Prep. And when you click on that, you see an option of here's all these different topics that you can do a video on, and this is great for practice. Now, this is not going to create a video that gets posted to LinkedIn. This is just going to allow you to do typical job interview questions like, tell me about yourself. And then you can just record that. And then that will allow you to have a little video, and you can do it over and over and over again. So you can practice every day, get on this, do it for free. Nobody sees it but you. It's in your own private space. Now, you can even level up and you can share that with someone. So I could say, I did a video. I want Mindy to take a look at it. I can go ahead and send it to Mindy in a DM, a LinkedIn direct message, and Mindy can't, take it out and do anything with it. And LinkedIn even actually puts in a text for me that says, Mindy, I'm working on my practice. Can you let me know what you think? It's like, does it for me. I don't even have to type anything. And Mindy can see it, read it, and, make her comments and let me know how I'm going. So this is an excellent thing that if you're doing with, maybe you have somebody who's like your accountability partner, you have a career coach, whatever you want, whoever you want that to be, it's quite an amazing thing to use this. And I love it because you can just get feedback on your ums and ahs and how fast did you talk, a couple of other sort of like little AI tools, but this is completely free. And you can use it desktop or mobile. It can go in either place. So this is a fabulous tool. Okay, video resumes, yay or nay. So let's hop into this. So here's the pros of a video resume. It literally brings your skills to life. Because if you think about it, a paper resume, it's a very flat document. It's just one piece of paper. We don't get a sense of who you are when we read a piece of paper. But a video, it's the next best thing to meeting you in person because we can hear you, we can see you. It shows your personality. Are you kind of dull and boring? Are you bright and animated? Are you thoughtful how you speak? All sorts of different things show up in video. It illustrates your communication skills. So this is an excellent example of, can I hear you? Can I understand what you're saying? Do you speak too fast? Do you speak too slow? It just shows, do you speak with your hands all the time? All these different communication skills come through. And it truly does make you more memorable. So I'm going to play an example of, if it shows up, this one, it's 2 minutes, but I'm going to indulge you all. And I'm just going to say, I think this would be good because if you can see, this truly is the best video CV ever. This guy is not lying. This is the best one. It has so many views on YouTube. It's 2 minutes long. I want to go ahead and play it for everybody. And I think you'll really enjoy it. And then afterwards, we'll kind of critique it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click.
So that's me, Marc Larouste, half English, half French, born and raised in Fond-de-France. But who cares, right? Well, give me a minute of your time, and I'll try and convince you why you should. I graduated from the University of Kent in the UK with a degree in Business and European Management with Spanish. 3 days later, I joined AFA Press Group, a media and advertising agency, where I worked across 5 continents, interviewing the movers and shakers of the world, and saw my country reports published in world-renowned newspapers. I then decided to start up my own company providing an online tailoring service for men, and so Mr. Taylor was born. As challenging as it was, I learned a hell of a lot. I eventually joined INSEAD, a leading business school managing programs and advising global leaders. But enough with the boring stuff. You're probably asking yourself, what are a few of my favourite things? Well, apart from sunsets and long walks on the beach, I also happen to enjoy working out, mixed martial arts, golfing, coaching, playing guitar, acting, photography and blogging, traveling, and socializing. So why should you pick me out of 7 billion people living on this planet? Well, as a strong communicator and negotiator who can build effective relationships, I specialize in finding creative and innovative solutions to the toughest problems. I also happen to speak English, French and Spanish, and been involved in some very exciting stuff over the last few years. This might sound a little Miss World, but I truly believe that I can bring a real and positive impact to your organization from day one. I'd love to join a creative agency where I could put my skills and experience to good use and apply my entrepreneurial principles to foster social transformation. If you'd like to find out more, get in touch, down on my CV, or simply laugh at my poor writing style, check out my website. Thank you.
So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, that's an example of one that I couldn't do. Even with my video skills, I couldn't do that. So I'm going to give you some ideas on how we can actually do this for the rest of the world, how we can do this kind of video resume. So let me get back to this. Here we go. Okay, what's going on? Here we go. Okay, there we go. So using a resume, when to use a video resume, we want to do this when we're doing a client-facing or public speaking roles, creative positions, and entry-level jobs. And in that example, that guy was looking for an incredible creativity job. He got the job. He did amazing things. If you go to YouTube, you can actually see the description of what happened. And that literally has had millions of views. And you think of something like that and you're just like, okay, I couldn't do something to that level, but you know what? We can just kind of like tone that down and do it in like what we could handle. Now, how could we do this? Canva. Canva is a free tool that everybody can use here. And if you go to Canva, you can actually search in video resume in their templates. And there are pre-made templates for you that just kind of like, they're very, very simple videos, literally pull out their picture, pop in your picture. You can type it in and, put in your own video notes and stuff like that and make a very, very simple video resume. So if you wanted to do a video resume, you could do that. You could also pay somebody to do this for you. I know Hannah Morgan, since Hannah Morgan's on the call, I'm going to go ahead and give her a plug. I know that she has a company that she works with, and her company, they do these video resumes for people, not like what we just saw, but something that's more simple and professional. So that's another route. And another program that I like to use is a program called Loom, Loom, which allows you to do sort of a screen share and a little speaker bubble. And I like this because I actually coached a person who was looking for a job. And I said, they didn't want to do a fancy video resume. And they said, how can I do something that's like a little bit even more toned down? So I said, how about doing a video where you show your resume on the screen, but you talk somebody through it? And then you kind of like, maybe you add a couple of little stories. So they actually did that. They did a screen share. They had their video. And then it was of their resume. They were the little speaker bubble. And they just talked about their positions. Like, well, when I was working at Kraft, I was doing this. And then they just it was like a talking presentation. So that was one way. And then that person then leveled it up a couple months later when they were looking for a different kind of job. And then they turned it into sort of a PowerPoint, like what I'm showing today. And again, they were a speaker bubble talking people through the PowerPoint. So there's many ways you can do this. You don't have to be on the screen. You could just be the sort of the omnipresent narrator in the background. There's many ways to do this. If you go to YouTube, there's lots of videos you can do on how to do a video resume. Yay or nay, what do I think about video resumes? I don't necessarily believe that they replace a regular a regular resume. So you still need to do a paper resume because that's what recruiters want. That's what everybody wants, is a regular resume. So you still have to do this. So a video resume is just in addition to. So I hope that clarifies that. Now, if you do a video resume, best practices would be 60 to 90 seconds. People don't have a lot of time. Even watching a 2-minute video. It used to be 2-minute videos were just nothing. But even doing that today, probably everybody thought, could have been a little bit shorter. He jam-packed a lot of stuff in. So truly trying to knock it down to 60 to 90 seconds, a minute and a half is a better goal. And then key sections to include, you want to introduce yourself, give some of your background skills. You don't want to just read your resume. You just want to talk a little bit about you. I liken to this, if you've been around for a little bit, you might remember LinkedIn's profile videos that I loved. That was like one of my favorite things, where you would literally just introduce yourself. That was, to me, the best thing for job seekers, because literally we could just click on your head on your profile page and hear a little video that you presented about who you are and the kind of job you were looking for. Unfortunately, LinkedIn took that away. But even creating that to me would qualify as a video resume, just a 90-second introduction to who you are, some of your background, the kind of job you're looking for, and then just call to action would be, give me a call. Like the guy, call me, or send me a DM. Those are the sort of things that can do. So last section is video and job applications. And so, I wish these didn't exist, because these are so stressful, because it's hard enough when you're applying for a job and you're like, oh, I have my resume. Now I got to type in, the application form for the job. And it's like so frustrating. And the thing is, nowadays, a lot of job applications are requiring a video component. Now, sometimes this is optional, but I'm going to challenge everybody. If this is optional, why don't you be the one that does it? Why don't you be the one that stands out from the crowd and take on the challenge and do it? And there's a couple of tips on what I would do, what I would suggest for doing video applications. Number one, you want to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Gillian, and I'm looking, whatever the job is. So say, for instance, I was interviewing for a job as a podcast host, and that was the job, said podcast host. I'd say, hi, I'm Gillian, and I'm really excited about this opportunity to be hired as a podcast host with your company. So I just kind of put those two together, because you just never know if that video is going to go off to somebody else. So you want to make sure it stays with the position of what you're applying for. And then answer the preset questions. And if it tells you we're going to ask you these 3 questions, spend a minute and write those down and think, well, what would my response be? Don't just wing it. Have a plan. Sit down and really think about it and read that through. I wouldn't suggest holding up a piece of paper and reading the notes. That will stress you out and that won't look very good. But sometimes just writing it and thinking for a bit, that really helps solidify everything, so that when you turn on the camera, then, okay, you can answer that question. So why are you qualified to be a podcast host? Well, because I have had 2 different podcasts for the last 4 years. I go out to 4 platforms. I do it myself, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how you would do that. And then if they ask for an upload, that's an even better thing, because then you can walk away, write down the questions, go and record the video, and then you can upload it later. And, always think about, it just doesn't look good. Keep it short. Again, always try to aim for something to be 90 seconds at the most, because it really, anything more than that, people are just not going to watch it. So I think that's very, very important. And then preparing for video applications. This is based on research of what I've seen other people fall into. And the thing is that a lot of times employers won't tell you that there's a video component until you get to the end of the application. And so there's some things that you should almost have the act as if mentality when you're job hunting, that if you're going to fill out an application, am I ready for this? And I did a video about this where somebody I know, they were applying for a job and they were just like kind of in their grubby Sunday clothes. And then there was a video component and it was like, oh my gosh. So then they had to run around and find a shirt, fix their hair, look good, and be ready to go. And then they found out they were in the wrong browser. It wasn't compatible with Microsoft Edge or something like that. So I tell people, always be in Chrome. It's just so important. And then also you want to just prepare your answers to those common questions. And that's going back to that LinkedIn interview prep. If you practice using that, not only are you practicing your video skills, you're practicing your interview skills. You're practicing how you would answer those questions, and the ability to do impromptu speaking. That's everything. And I'm a Toastmaster. And I've actually won an award for impromptu speaking. So really being able to just answer those questions off the top of your head really helps. So here's the technical tips. Guess I got ahead of myself. ABC, always be using Chrome. Most job applications, most video applications always want Chrome. So it's just the go-to for most things. So if it's going to have a video component where it asks you to do something, you be in Chrome before you get there, because otherwise, if you've done your application and then now you got to switch to another browser, guess what? You now got to go do your whole application again. So that's a real pain. So just be in Chrome makes life easier. Test your equipment beforehand. And I'm going to show you in a second the best way that I like to test to make sure my lighting looks good, my background's good, my headphones are working, my microphone is working. I test in advance so that I'm not having to test in their app, or when I get to the app, I'm just confirming as opposed to, oh, it's not working. So I'll show you my favorite tool for that in a second. And then have a backup plan. What will you do if something goes wrong? And do you have another do you have another microphone if it doesn't like this microphone? If your webcam, if your webcam blows out, what else can you use? So think of those different things. Always have a backup plan. So this is my favorite testing tool, Zoom. Who'd have thought? But if you just type in zoom.us/test, it brings you into your own private little Zoom session. Now, you don't have to have a Zoom account. You don't have to have anything. Just go to zoom.us/test. And what it does is it walks you through a little wizard that tests your it tests your webcam, it tests your microphone, and it tests your speakers. And it just walks you through this. I do this before every Zoom meeting. I do this before every LinkedIn Live that I do. I do this whenever, because there is nothing worse than recording a video and then you realize that the microphone wasn't hooked up. And I've done it and it's heartbreaking. And you're just like, you're so proud. Oh, I finally got that video done. And then you go and it's like, there's no sound. There's no sound. Or it picked up the mic that's like your speaker sound or something horrible. So this is just really important. So this is just an awesome, awesome tool. Okay, so summing it all up, be your best self on camera. Just remember all those basics and, background, lighting. These things are so important. Video resumes, yay or nay. You can go really, really fancy, or you can keep it simple, or you can just pass. Doesn't matter, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that. And video and job applications, just always making sure that you're ready for that component. And if you have the option of doing a video, do it, because you will stand out from the crowd. And it's just makes you, in these day and ages, we have to be on Zoom. So many jobs, we have to be on Zoom. So if you can show a video, somebody might say, they're very good. They conduct themselves very well in a video setting. They'd be good to have on our team. So that would be it. Okay, so the last things that I wanted to just tell you today. So I'm going to raffle off my book, one copy of my book, paperback to anybody in the United States. And so we'll do that in a second. And then also too, I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm running a special today. It's the very first time I'm doing a Kindle countdown. So I'm experimenting myself. And so my book is usually, I can't even read the fine print. I don't know if it's $3.99 or $2.99. I can't remember what my regular price is. But for today, until tomorrow midnight, I'm doing a Kindle countdown of 99 cents for the ebook of my book. So if anybody wants that, just go to Amazon and there's the link. You can use the link, or you can just go to Amazon and search for me at either or. And also too, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, please, I'm happy to connect with you and answer any of your other video questions. I have a YouTube channel. I have lots of stuff. And, I just have so much content on video. My newsletter has a ton of information. And there's just so much more that you can do. Mindy's showing up my other books as well. I've got a bunch of other books. I've even got a book on Amazon called How to Feel More Comfortable on Camera. So if you're just kind of one of those like, oh my gosh, I can't do it at all, then that's good to know that. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, any questions, we'll go to the questions, and I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to actually go ahead and do our raffle as so let me stop sharing. Stop sharing. Here we go. And I'm back with you guys. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and, okay. Okay. So there we go. My husband just gave me a little note that said, it's not 99 right now. Okay. I guess the Kindle countdown didn't work. So I'm just going to go ahead and I will set it after this. So just hang on and I will set it down to 99 cents, and it'll be today and tomorrow. And then I'll raise it back up the next day. So anyways, let's start off with, if anybody wants this book, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to keep it real simple, folks. And I'm going to say, if you want a copy, if you want to be the winner for this book, I will autograph it. I will mail it to your house. I will ask you to give your address to Mindy so that it's private. So I want you to just privately send it to her. I don't want it to be public to anybody. I want to respect people's privacy. If you'd like a copy of this book, I will autograph it and mail it to you, as long as you live in the United States. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is pick a number between 1 and 100. So pick a number between 1 and 100 and then pop it in the chat. And the first person who gets closest to that number, so I'm writing down what my answer is going to be. The first person who gets closest to that number will win the book. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense, Mindy?
Yes, we have a couple of options here. 65, 8, 75, I'm seeing. What else do I see? 6 and 22 so far.
Okay,
73.
I'll give everybody
10,
a couple minutes.
8, 75. Quite a few in the 70s. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. How do we know? Oh, I see an 86. All right, Gillian.
Do we think we're done? Anybody else need
Oh,
more
here's another
time?
one. 13. Okay.
I don't want to go too fast. Meanwhile, be thinking of what questions you have for me. So I'll answer any questions as well.
And remember, if you want to ask Gillian a question, hit your raise hand button. So we bring you right up to the top and you can be the first one to ask a question. We have about maybe 10 minutes left. So if you are thinking about asking a question, take this time to do it.
Yep. So do we think we've got everybody in,
I
Mandy?
think so.
Okay. All right. I did number 1.
Oh, wow.
Number
Seriously?
1. So whoever's closest to 1.
All right. Hope is 8. Let me see if anyone's lower. Oh, Norma's 6. Looks like Norma is the winner. Closest.
All right.
8. Yeah, Norma.
You. Oh,
Yay.
my
Norma.
birthday was October 6th. So
Oh, funny. Excellent. All right.
Okay. Congratulations,
Send me
Norma.
information so you can get the book.
will.
Okay?
Yeah. And I will mail it to you, Norma.
thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Of course. Congratulations. Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. And I see Tina has joined us from across the pond. Tina, you want to say hi? There she is. And Tina also just wrote a book.
And Tina wrote a fabulous book, How to Be Found by Recruiters on LinkedIn. Highly recommended. Not only is the content incredible, but she has sketch notes, and her sketch notes are just absolutely adorable and really help illustrate each and every part. And then Tina's just so darn amazing that she just released a copy in Spanish. So I helped her launch that book 2 weeks ago, and we did a book launch party. And even her sketch notes are in Spanish. And so many people need to speak Spanish and need jobs. So it's like a wonderful compliment.
Beautiful. Okay. I want to welcome Al Smith, who just recently joined us. Welcome. So glad to see you, Al. And I think I saw Kenneth Lang was here as well. I don't know if he's still with us, but I saw him join us during your presentation, Gillian. So I want to recognize these fabulous people who are so supportive and wonderful. Al's going to be speaking to us, I think he's in March or April. But anyway, we have a question, Gillian, and that first
Okay.
question is from Hope. Hope, would you like to unmute yourself and ask Gillian your question?
Hi, Gillian.
Hi.
I thank you for all these great tips. And if you noticed, I was kind of squirming around while you were talking, trying to fix some of the mistakes I made while you were talking. I had the lighting coming from the wrong place and all that stuff. So it was very helpful. But I do event planning, everything from weddings to business meetings, conferences, everything in between. And I was wondering if you had any specific tips for me doing a video, because I think a video to show my personality and, be enthusiastic would be great. Do you have any specific tips?
Well, I would say the very fact that you have such a visual job, I would recommend behind the scenes videos. And so that's something where it's like, if you can go to an event, even if it's not something you're currently working on, just think like as if, and you might say, here I am, I'm at the Holiday Inn and I'm walking through and I'm thinking about all the different, things that I would be doing here. And you could walk through people, think of what your customers would ask, think about those type of things and give tours. So behind the scenes tours is a fabulous way to show things and to show, you basically want to showcase your thought leadership. And that's what we want to do with videos. It's like we start off first level, because in marketing, we say we want people to get to know us, like us, and then trust us. And so it's like a funnel. And so first of all, they just need to know who I am. I'm Gillian Whitney, and she's the video person, and she's the live queen and the video queen, and now she's trying to be a book queen. It's like all these different things that I do. But then people get to know me, but then as they see that I'm giving lots and lots of value, I do things for free. And that's the amazing thing, is that when you're giving advice for free, that allows people to know you, but now they start to like you because you're a nice person, you're generous, and they trust you if they can go and take those tips and say, yeah, that helped me. Now I know how to, take the watermark off of CapCut. I had somebody that just sent me that DM yesterday. They said, I was trying to use clips. I couldn't use clips to caption my video anymore. And I remembered your video that said, just go use CapCut, and it was free. And there I went. She hopped over, she found my tutorial, and she was able to do her video. So those are the kind of things you just want to say, how can I be the go-to person for my thought leadership? Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Gillian. Gregory Talman, the winner of my raffle prize, Greg, we have to get that to you, has a question for you.
Yes. Hey, Gillian.
Hey.
I liked all your tips, and they remind me a lot of things I already do when I'm doing virtual interviews. And so I'd like to understand, is there anything different that you would recommend, or is it pretty much all the same if you're doing a video in a canned, pre-recorded sort of way versus doing a obviously live discussion over a phone or a PC like this? Any differences in that? Because obviously good background and lighting, it's a performance kind of thing, right?
Right.
Are there any differences in that?
Differences would be when you move to the phone. So a lot of people these days are doing video that's vertical. And I have to tell you that I'm the old school. I like, the standard, Zoom size 16:9. I like these kind of videos. But the thing is that in reality, if you go to a platform like LinkedIn is liking vertical videos. And so those really do well. So I would encourage people to learn to do some video on your phone. And you see people, they do videos in their car. You see people just being out somewhere. This might be something Hope does. She just takes her phone with her, and then she's at the Holiday Inn, and it's like, let me tell you about what's going on here today. That sort of thing. Now, when you use your phone, there's a couple things that are extra that you want to think about. Number one, where you look is different. So Lenny the lens, he doesn't fit on my phone. Okay. And when we do our videos, most often, every video person will say, oh, you want to use the back camera. It's better quality. Nonsense. We don't know where we are on the back camera. So you do want to do it in selfie mode. Okay. You want to be looking at it, but don't do your video to yourself, because if you do the video and looking at yourself on the camera, then you are looking down. So with your phone, you have to train yourself to, I just got my iPhone up here, but if I just go into video mode right now and I hit video, well, you can see the green light. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the green light is up here. So I have to train myself to look at the green dot. And that's kind of takes a bit of a paradigm shift. So most people mess that up. And then again, on the video, framing on the phone, because most people are way too low and they have this gigantic gap at the top. And most of our phones even have like a grid. So you can kind of see where your eyes should be with the grid and keeping it level. And then one last thing is, you might want to get a selfie stick. So if you have a phone, you might want to get a selfie stick so that you're not too close and you can have a little bit of distance. I even have one of those gimbals, which allows you to, this is kind of going up a little bit, but then when you walk, it stays steady and it doesn't do shaky cam. So having that, a tripod, my cheat for a tripod, guys, is to take a scrunchie or a rubber band and then a jar of jam. And then you literally just put your phone on a jar of jam with a rubber band or a scrunchie, and that will act as a cheap tripod. It only costs you a jar of jam, and afterwards you can have lunch. So that's what I would recommend with that. And then, of course, you want to either have your headphones and use that as a microphone. So the headphones that come with your or AirPods are good as well. I actually invest in, this is what I recommend. It's called the Boya, and it is a lapel mic, and these are excellent. And it's just a little lapel mic that I can put into my phone. And then that way I can just clip it on my shirt, and then it's going to pick up all the sounds. This one is the most amazing mic in the world, in that it blocks out background noise. So I was actually in the streets of London outside a train station, and the bells were going, it was like dinner time. The bells were going, church bells, the traffic was going. Nobody heard it. They only heard me. And this microphone has the most ridiculously long cord in history, so that literally I could have the phone way over there and, just be on the mic. So amazing things. This would be something you might want, Hope, if you're going to go out and do behind the scenes videos, just getting a little mic like this. And I have a resource page on my website with all the products that I recommend. So, and they're not that expensive. They're not that expensive.
Can you just spell the name of that mic? There's a couple people asking about
Boya. Yeah. B-O-Y-A.
B-O-Y. Yeah, I went on to Amazon because Gillian recommended it to me also. It's not expensive at all. But
no, it's amazingly not expensive, so that's good. The only trick is, I don't have it with me, but if you have an iPhone, you have to get something called a dongle, which is like a little adapter that you put into your iPhone, and then you can clip the microphone. And that's just,
is that a real word, dongle?
That's a real word. That's a real word, dongle.
I put it into the chat. A Boya and a dongle you need.
And I think a dongle's like $7. And once you have it for everything. So it's just something that's helpful. But great questions. Thank you, Gregory. Did I cover everything? Do you have any more?
I'm good.
Beautiful. So, Gillian, this has been so amazing. I don't think we have any other questions. I didn't see any in the chat, but we are right at the top of the hour. So I am so grateful to you, Gillian. And what I was going to ask you was, like, what technical, tools do we need? And now you've given us the Boya, the dongle, a tripod, right?
Selfie stick or jam jar.
Right, or jam jar. And the scrunchie, I think you said, right?
Yes.
Really?
Or rubber band. If you're not a scrunchy person, that's okay. Just use a rubber band,
Really, really great. This has been fantastic. And I think what Al put into the chat also is important. Practice.
Yes.
Right? It's so important. I think we're all a little nervous. I know I am. One of my first videos on LinkedIn, by the way, was my opening Gillian's book. and I was at the airport and I said, let me buy the book. Maybe it'll come in time for me to take because it's a nice little short read. This is her other book. But as I'm in the airport, I said, ooh, as like an homage to Gillian, I'm going to do my first video on LinkedIn. And I was in the airport, so there was a lot of background noise and I did not have a Boya, but I think you heard me okay. Not great.
We heard you great. We heard you
So,
great.
so Gillian has been definitely a motivator for me. I hope she motivates you. It's not easy to put yourself out there, but what's the harm? You know?
Yep.
We
Yep.
all make mistakes. It's okay. Just try it. Try something new. I love, I love to motivate people. And Gillian, you've done a great job of doing that for our team today. And
Thank you.
let's all give Gillian a round of applause. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you all soon. Don't forget, next month, November 12th, Sam Ballou is going to talk to us about leveraging AI and machine learning in your job search. And so if you are still want to hear more about that, definitely join in. And the link is in the chat to join us. Otherwise, just go to my profile, Mindy Stern, on LinkedIn and go to the events section and you will be able to sign up for Sam Ballou on November 12th. Gillian, thank you for everything. Always a pleasure, and hope to see you around. Tina, Al, Kevin, Kenneth, thank you all for joining us. Hannah, thank you so much for all of your support for everyone. Really appreciate you, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.